The browsers are the new battleground, but specifically AI browsers are the new battleground, right? If I'm sure if we had a conversation with Sam Altman, he doesn't want you to have to go to chatgpt.com to use ChatGPT. He would want you to just go to your computer, open up the browser, not an application, the browser where you would go for all your information, the web, for all your web apps, all of these things. Like today, as we have this conversation, I'm using a browser on our podcasting app. And imagine if I was using the OpenAI browser, I may have not had to type anything. I could have talked to it and it could have found you. But the agentic technology is built in. And what's interesting with that is, again, it's in my view, it's going to bring agentic tech to the masses. And I've used this example before, but because, you and I are identity people and security people, it's like how Apple, when they embedded Touch ID a long time ago, that brought biometrics to the masses. And so agent technology today, you still need to be a little bit of a geek to get into agents and building agents. But when you get one of these browsers, it's going to just be built in. I mean, I can go in more because I've had a lot of conversations, but I don't know if you've encountered it or what your thoughts are there.
I think I love that adoption thing. I absolutely agree around, AI is really making some transformative differences all over the world, whether it's productivity, security, acceleration things, retail, whatever. But you're absolutely right. There's still that adoption hurdle. And by that, you do need to think about sort of privacy and data, ethics, considerations. There's a lot of moving parts to AI, as we know, whether it's the sort of agent side, RAG, LLM, whatever you're using it for. I think absolutely right. If you are specific and targeted, and you are sort of embedding that sort of core gem, if you like, into something that you have already, I just see that proliferation um, changing. Really, I mean, I guess will it require? Do you think people will change how they do things? I mean, obviously talk about AI now, we talk about the sort of examples of, go and buy me an airline ticket on this day, or go and buy me a gig
Hmm.
ticket, or something, like sort of outsourcing some of the decision making. With this sort of browser landscape, do you think we are going to end up sort of materially changing how we work and how we do things, or will it just be, I don't know, so seamless that it just becomes part of what we do?
Well, I mean, I think number one of the things that I think is hitting me because I'm playing with this stuff too. Perplexity has the Comet browser. And if you go on Reddit, there's some pretty shocking things with credentials being exposed, but we'll get to that in a second. I think one of the things that when you step back and I always like to go back before we go forward, is the last 2 decades have been the search bar, right, era, where if you go back to the 90s, you know, you had Alta Vista, you had even Yahoo, and someone had to categorize the web. So, you had like weather, you had travel, you had sports, and then they had all the different websites that were under those categories. Then, Google came. Let's make it programmatic. Let's have web crawlers categorize, and then you know, uh, their vision was that when you open up your browser, it's a search bar and you can type in what you're looking for. So when you think about our engagements today online, a lot of them start with that search bar. And it's probably been 2 decades, right, Simon? I mean, it's been quite some time. What agents do though now, if you think about using ChatGPT and Gemini and all of that, which is kind of off to the side, you actually have to go there. Google has Gemini built in somewhat as the top
Yeah,
searches.
yeah.
But really, when you think about it, it's like going to transform how you engage with the web. So yeah, you could talk to it, it could anticipate things, and yes, as you mentioned, it could go off and do things for you, as in terms of buying airline tickets and doing all this. So I think that's going to be the number one change. It's going to change when we open up that browser. It's going to be a very different experience.